What's going on? It's your boy Sydney here. Guys, for those of you who don't know, oh, pardon my husky voice this morning. For those of you who don't know, late last week, I believe it was Thursday or Friday night, Jordan Peterson actually spoke in Melbourne. And somebody I know actually works quite closely with some of the people that were involved in that production. So he sent me the link to the video when it came up, and I then saw the full interview after it was released. Now, for those of you who haven't seen this video, if you've got 45 to 50 minutes, I know that sounds like a lot of time, but it is very important that you actually see what Jordan has to say on this and what's going on. This is not about trying to get men into relationships or anything. It's about talking about the indoctrination and the feminist agenda that is going on in universities, that is permeating our schools, that is permeating our education system, and is permeating our society in general. So go and check out Bettina Arndt's YouTube page for that. Bettina Arndt is spelled B-E-T-T-I-N-A, and the surname is A-R-N-D-T. Smash that thumbs up, guys. 12 in the box here. What's going on, guys? Now, this is something that I've spoken about before, and if you go and look at university indoctrination, if you search for Sydney MGTOW indoctrination, you'll actually find a video that I did on the indoctrination that's going on in universities, and it speaks about exactly what Jordan spoke about on Friday or Thursday or whenever it was. He's actually doing a show in Sydney tonight, and one of my good buddies, stand-up men, is actually going to watch that. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that video of the interview be released, hopefully on YouTube, if that's something that can come out. But what I really wanted to talk about, you know, I obviously want to speak about Jordan Peterson. I'm just going to preface this. So right now, and guys, I want you to critically think about this. Who are the people that have the most influence on us on a broader scale, right? We're talking about your, you know, people who are going to university are influenced by the university lecturers and the faculty members. And the people that come out of university, that's our politicians, that's our policy advisors, that's our journalists, that's our media experts. All of the people that spread messages to the community on a broad scale are university graduates. And increasingly, and we've heard this spoken about so often and so many times, increasingly the universities are dominated by leftist ideology, are dominated by this view that there is a rape culture in Australia that is absolutely the fault of men. There is this dominant ideology that feminism is absolutely 100% necessary. This ideology that domestic violence is something that is caused by men, and toxic masculinity, when in fact none of those things are true. And our population is being feminized, and this is happening all across the Western world. And to some of you, I might sound like a bit of a conspiracy theorist, but I've been looking into this stuff. I haven't been just listening to crazy YouTubers. I've been reading websites. I have been studying facts. I have been observing things for myself. I've been speaking to men and women who have gone to university. I have seen the course content. Don't tell me this isn't true, because I know it for a fact. Right, you can sit here and watch my video and say, well, I disagree with you, but you haven't done the research if you think that I'm wrong. All right? I see how this all fits together. Flaming the Flag says, I've been watching this for over 27 years. Flaming the Flag sees it too. And particularly for us men, like I'm 38 this year, right? So particularly for us men that have seen this evolution from I guess a more traditional family structure, and seen the destruction of society through the feminization of it, through seeing the feminist agenda taking hold. Right? Now, I may be young. That's true. In the overall scheme of things, I am. But I'm old enough to see what's going on. I'm old enough to be aware. Right? And universities are destroying our society from the inside out. What is propagating from the faculty and the people teaching there is spreading out wide. And I guess this is where I want to talk about Jordan Peterson.
In 500 meters, turn right onto Old Currajong Road.
Damn, got me again. GPS. Every time. So, when I speak about Dr. Jordan Peterson, a lot of you guys, and understandably so, okay, I'm not shitting on any of you at all, right? I totally get where you're coming from, and understandably so. A lot of you say, well, you know, he's tradcon, he's blue pill, he wants to, you know, see guys go back to the plantation, and maybe he does want that on a broader scale, right? Because he's old enough, he's a clinical psychologist, he's seen what's happened, he's worked in universities for over 20 years, he's seeing what's going on, right? He's been seeing it all the time. And this is why he speaks out so openly. This is why he risked losing his right to practice clinical psychology, being struck off the register. This is why he refuses to use the pronouns of transgender people that want to have someone in such a position of influence change their views to then propagate this whole view that gender pronouns should be used because feelings. And you know, yes, he's received criticism, but what has happened is that he's evolved his public speaking. He's evolved the way that he delivers his message, and he actually says things such as like, he knows when he says something, he knows the way that leftists and people who are just one-track mind are going to take what he says. So he'll actually say, well, this is what I think, and I'm not saying X. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. Because and in his mind he's like, because I know that's what you're thinking that I'm saying, but I'm not saying that. Because you're not going to take my words out of context and trying to paint me out to someone I'm not. But what I am saying is X. And he's become a lot more articulate, and he's learned how to actually defend himself before he even gets attacked. And I think that's a very smart tactic from Mr. Peterson. And I really believe that he has everyone's best interests at heart. Right? He sees what's happening to young men and boys that are not us MGTOW, that don't see what's happening. Right? These young men and boys that are being raised by single mothers, that are being raised in families where the male isn't allowed to have any sort of masculine influence because he's been betafied. Thank you so much, Danish Monk. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the donation. So kind of you. And in Stand Up Men's book, we talk about the betification scale, which is where over time, right? So you've got the alpha male and you've got the beta female, and over time that power dynamic actually shifts, which kills the attraction in the woman, and it basically puts the man squarely in the friend zone, which ends up in him being divorced. But of course, with the family courts the way they are, he gets left with nothing, and then guys kill themselves, and we wonder why. And guys, it's very important that you tune in. It's probably going to be about 6 or 7 p.m. tonight, Sydney time. If you are in the States, it's well worth you staying up for this. And I'll make sure I'm not late with this. But the video that I have for you tonight, I need to do it through OBS because I need to show you the website and the YouTube video while I stream. It is frightening. It is petrifying. It is beyond comprehension what is about to happen in Victorian schools. It is the end of masculinity and society as we know it if this goes ahead. It is absolutely petrifying, and it is driven by none other than the female head of education and training, by Rosie Batty, who's been pushing this false domestic violence narrative saying that women are victims, when it was her son that was killed. And her son was killed, yes, by the father, but because he had mental health issues, which I don't doubt for a second were largely as a result of her manipulation and her treatment of him. And even if I'm wrong on that, right? If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, okay? I'm not saying that's the only reason. But if he was truly mentally ill before he met her, right? If he was truly mentally ill before he met her, then why did she not seek help for him? And if she did, clearly there wasn't adequate mental health support for men. And this is what I'm saying. Men are being demonized. We are being feminized. And not us men, we know what's going on. But it's our sons. It's our family members. It's the youth of tomorrow. It's the leaders of tomorrow. The feminist agenda is in full effect. And in the 45 to 50 minute video that you'll find on Bettina Arndt's YouTube page about her interview with Jordan Peterson the other day, he actually speaks about we don't know what female tyranny looks like yet. And Bettina says, well, I think we're already seeing it. And Jordan's like, no. This is not the full effect of female tyranny. This is just a hint of what's to come. If women are basically given full power and men have full power taken away from them. Because men do not want to subjugate women. We do not want that at all. That's not our goal. But on a broader scale, and I speak loosely here, if we were to relinquish power to women and they were giving unfettered control without the rational and reasonable input and balance of the male psyche, we are in grave danger as a society. We're already deeply, deeply in the shit. And it goes far deeper than this. And this is what Jordan Peterson sees. This is what he is trying to prevent against. No. And this is why I didn't care about if people that I love found out about my video. This is why I don't care if my employers find out about these videos. Because it is more important to me than to bring attention to what is going on, to what is going to happen if this is allowed to continue. That is far more important to me than any hate or upset that might come my way. So much more important to me than that. And you can never take that away from me. Anyway, men, that's what I wanted to share with you this morning. For those of you in the US, if you can tune in between 6 and 7 p.m. tonight, I know it's late for you, Sydney time, but it's well worth the watch. And you need to see this. It's so important. Alright, guys. I'm tired. Just had to go out and do some stuff this morning. But I'm about to go get ready for work, get dressed, and head off so I can start at 8 p.m. Sorry, 8 a.m. I'm going to quickly go through the comments and see what you guys have said here. What's going on, Papa Big Towel? Yon Vashore, Danish, appreciate you, Sir 2K to Goat, Paul Curry. I'm glad you managed to catch me live today, Paul Curry. Thanks for tuning in, brother. FSL Sarah, what's going on, bro? Misery Man, my brother, and Neo, thank you so much. Who else we got here? Got Darren Jones. Darren Jones, thank you so much for tuning in, brother. I sent you an email, I think it was last night, if I do remember correctly. Would love to hear back from you on that. I know that's something you touched base with me on. Look forward to speaking with you on that. Flaming Flag, again, thank you for that. Flaming Flag's 46 and has been watching all of this stuff that I talked about in this video going on for over 27 years. If we don't push back against this now, if we don't educate other people on this, things are only going to get far, 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 far worse before they get even a touch better. Hefo Salcero says, inversion of the traditional gender roles caused by social engineering. Women want to become men and are doing so. And I know that a lot of people think that the term social engineering is, it's a, very, how should I say, it's a conspiracist sort of word. No, it's not. This is actually the process of what's going on at the moment with the indoctrination of kids through schools by feminist-led programs. Paul Curry says, your sat-nav is a woman giving you navigation instructions. How ironic. Well, Paul Curry, as far as I know, in Google Maps, and we all know what Google's like, that's the only option. So, surprise, surprise, huh? Uncle Baldy, what's going on, man? Riff Magos. Uncle Baldy says, hi, Sydney MGTOW. Oh, it's certainly not a conspiracy. Check out Henry Makow, that's M-A-K-O-W, Cruel Hoax. It's about feminism and the New World Order. Very much a well-orchestrated plan, man. I'm going to screenshot this so I can check that out later. Definitely want to have a peek at that. Riff Magos says, good point, Hefes Salcero. It is social engineering and badly done. No one's happy with it. No one's thriving and growing. And Darren says that's why universities produce so many SJWs and manginas. Exactly. Because the thing is, the people at university, what they are doing, right? The kids at university are going there and they want to make a difference to the world. And when they hear what the faculty and the university lecturers, who are all these radical leftists, are teaching them, right? They think that there's all these injustices in the world that just aren't there. And they're fighting back against those, right? And then these kids because they want to make a difference, they're then becoming the next lecturers and they're pushing the agenda harder. And this is the problem that's going on, and it's allowed to propagate. And the government continually funds these universities which push out this message that demonizes men, that infantilizes women, and that push these agendas and narratives that are destroying society. Hefes Salcero says, men, especially red pill aware men, are in the process of trying to figure this all out and determining how to best adapt in a positive way to the changes in society that we're experiencing. And Neo says, I'm glad Peterson's taking the risks to help people. Clinical psychology is very necessary on every float on this big ball of crazy. Flaming the Flag says, they took over in 1965 proper in the university, then in the media. Exactly. Papa MGTOW says, JP is a shill. He drops some knowledge, but to what end? Papa, look, you got to remember, man, we know something that other people don't. Right? We know things through our own experience that other people don't. I think he's become a lot more articulate recently. He realizes that he was wrong to criticize MGTOW. He understands why people are going that way, and I appreciate that. And I've been following him for a while, and I've noticed the evolution of his language, and he really gets it. But he also understands that, simply by telling men to go their own way, that doesn't push back against the feminist agenda. That just simply allows it to flourish while we go this way, and all of these guys on the other side of the fence are getting destroyed. So he's actually trying to bring that down so that, not so much we can come back to the plantation, but more so that there can be more balance in society and long-term ensure the mental, the ability of young men to flourish. And I think that's very important. So I get where he's coming from, and I do appreciate it. Duke Skywalker, what's going on, man? Unfortunately, MGTOW 101 is gone. However, Miggy 101, I believe, is still around, and Men 101. Go check him out. Go subscribe. And Riff says, as this continues and men continue to be vilified, women will one day look around and wonder where all the men have gone, and then realize what they've done. They won't realize what they've done because the women are listening to other women that are telling them a lie that they learned at university from feminists, that were taught by other feminists, and they don't understand what they're doing. They don't understand how society is being ruined by what's happening, by what's propagating from universities. With university graduates that are going into the media, that are going into politics, that are going into teaching, that are then indoctrinating on a unprecedented global scale. And they don't even realize what they're doing. It's unbelievable. Neo says, I consider Peterson as MGTOW undercover. His enemies are enemies. The enemy of our enemy may be a friend, ally. I don't know. I wouldn't say he's a MGTOW undercover, but I would definitely say he's very sympathetic towards MGTOW and understands where we're coming from. JP is getting more exposure in the mainstream media, especially more conservative. Maybe tried con, but he's raising awareness. Correct. Would love to see it tonight, Danish. I'll make it as early as possible. Preferably, I'll try and make it by 6. Darren, thank you, brother. I look forward to hearing back from you. I did reply to your email, as I said. Very excited to get something started and then hopefully get back to you as a show of appreciation. And Riffmaker says the social engineering thing isn't helped by increasingly dumbing down, which is important for men to continue educating ourselves and improving ourselves. It's a double-edged sword, man. Jorn says, Sydney, did you see Nelly Furtado's Man-Eater video and lyrics? So interesting. I might do a video on that, brother. Thank you so much for letting me know. Paul Gesser, new viewer from the States of Maryland. I fight the left hit too. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you putting on the good fight. Good to see you, and thank you for joining the channel. Look forward to delivering my daily red pills to you as well. Harmonic says women are brainwashed and they don't even know it exactly. It's not their fault, but it just is what it is. Paul said he's been MGTOW for 8 years now. Didn't even know it was a thing until a couple of years ago. It's all a lie. Good to see you, man. I'm sorry, I'm just finishing up the stream. I gotta bounce, get ready for work, and get out of here so I'm not late. Meanwhile, less and less men are going to university, while very few women are actually doing computer science or computer engineering and continue to do lesbian dance techniques and gender studies. You know what, Riff? I've actually got a video for you that I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna I got a video for you that I'm going to share with you, Riff. It is on exactly that. Anyway, guys, I'm going to bounce. Again, thank you so much to Danish Monk for the kind donation. I appreciate you, brother. I'm going to see if you want to donate. I've got my crypto links, Patreon and PayPal down below. If you want to follow me on Instagram, Minds, or Twitter, feel free to check out the links below. Got my coaching program, and also if you want to check out my online store, MGTOWmerch.com, please go out and do it. I've got a couple of you guys have already bought some cool stuff and are really loving it, so it's good quality stuff, guys. Go check it out. See if there's anything you like. If you got any suggestions, drop it in the comments below. Look forward to hearing from all of you, but until tonight, peace.